everybody, and welcome to the White Noise Podcast. With me is my co-host, Ethan. My social media manager, Aaron.
Toss a coin to your wizard.
You tone-deaf bastard.
And I'm your host.
I warned y'all like 2 hours ago about that.
He did. He did warn us. He didn't warn you guys, but he warned us. We're
That'd
sorry.
be weird if I warned you.
Yeah.
It's like send out a tweet, official White Noise Podcast. Hey guys, I'm gonna do the toss the coin to your Witcher in about 2 hours for the podcast intro.
So
just be looking for it.
Just be ready.
Can I say something a little controversial?
Go right ahead.
You don't like me?
No, that's not a controversy.
Okay.
I'm not I like the song, the Toss a Coin to Your Witcher,
Oh yeah, it's not great.
but it's not my favorite just because it just seems a little out of place given the other music from the show.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like excellent.
No.
I just think it's very okay.
It's a catchy song. I
Yeah.
like it.
It is a song that will get stuck in your head if you hear it like 2 or 3 times.
I like the character that sings it more than the song.
Yeah, fucking Dandelion, Yaskier.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
yeah. He's probably one of my favorite characters out of the entire show.
He's great.
So
And for making a song that's really catchy and that gets really popular, because that's what the song does in the show, it just gets retardedly popular and everyone knows it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it does that job well of all right, I can see this being a popular song.
Yeah, it still kind of bops still now, even with the youth these days.
which is ironic, and I think that's kind of the point that they were making, because that was the entire point of the song for Geralt, was to get Geralt popular, and so in a sense that makes Witcher
And also the
TV
fact
series.
that Geralt fucking hates it.
Yeah, and he hates it. Shut up, Bard.
No spoilers.
That's right.
So, before we talk about Florida trip, I just want to talk about this retarded person that I heard say something the other day.
Okay.
Listening to yourself again?
So, yeah, I was. I was listening to the podcast.
Got him.
Somebody made a joke about a visual joke that nobody could see. Anyway, I'm a big coffee enthusiast, as y'all both know. And this one guy at church the other day used the Keurig, and they made I don't know, it was some French vanilla caramel,
Did you say
coffee.
French vanilla?
French vanilla. French. The species of people. Yeah, that type of French. So he made that kind of coffee in the Keurig and then tasted it. It was man, that just tastes awful. I got to run some vinegar through that machine. It's just messed up. And I was like, what do you mean?
Vinegar?
Yeah, because that's what you use to clean the Keurig. Mm-hmm. You have to run vinegar through it. And he was like, yeah, dude, it just tastes nasty. It's kind of bitter. And I was like, yeah, it's coffee. He's like, no, it's French vanilla, caramel. I was like, it's still black coffee. You're drinking black coffee still.
Yeah.
It's just flavored slightly. It's not going to be sweet.
No.
Yeah, it still doesn't have vanilla and caramel, added to it.
Right. And he was like, no. That thing's wrong. I was like, no. You know me. You know I love coffee with every bit of my being. If I go and order a Banana Foster, black latte at, Starbucks or something, it's just going to have a slight banana taste, but it's just going to be bitter black coffee with a little bit of banana. I was like, that's how the tastes work. They're not sweeter because they have a taste to it. They don't put caramel and sugar in your packet and then run water through that and expect it to run with the coffee. That doesn't make any sense. And he was like, I think yeah, that kind of makes sense. And he just I guess I don't need to run vinegar through it. And then he went and poured out the entire cup. I was very angry.
I don't think he's... I think he's just not used to Keurigs. That's my thing.
He uses it
Just
before.
not used to coffee.
Yeah, he just thought because it was a flavored coffee that it was automatically sweetened.
Yeah.
Which is just impossible to do.
Yeah.
I was so angry. And I couldn't
Whack.
express my anger because his mom was there, and he's like 14, so I couldn't like yell at him.
Oh well, there's your first issue. I didn't
He's
realize
like
that he was like.
14-year-old drink fucking.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
This wasn't a grown person. This
Yeah.
is like a 14-year-old kid. He's the same kid that was like, "Oh, your radio in your car's broken. Your time's wrong." And I was like, "Yeah, fix it." And I was like, "I can't fix it." He's like, "No, you can fix it." I'm like, "You can't." He's like, "No, you can. Watch." And I was like, "I'll sit here and watch you press buttons on my broken radio." And he did. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, your radio's broken." I didn't realize that. It's like I told you. He's an idiot.
Yeah, that's what I got out of that.
Kids,
He's
kids
funny.
Are stupid.
He's like 14, so he's like in that state of I know everything and you're wrong.
yeah.
I kind of live in the same state.
I was about to say, Aaron, we never left that state.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, on the Florida trip. I just needed to get that off my chest.
All right, so the beginning of day 2, I have notes here. The beginning of day 2, because Tavish stayed the night with us at our Airbnb. The first night, the day that we got there.
Mind you, it's been 2 weeks. We're not live anymore, like we were.
Yeah, no, we're back in our separate.
Oh,
our separate.
yeah, we're
homes.
not. Yeah. If you.
AJ's back in Texas.
Yeah.
I'm in my house, and he's
I'm at
he's
my
in
dorm.
college.
Fortunately.
But yeah. So
Sorry,
For
AJ,
the-
didn't mean to dox you.
better part of the day, we just hung out at the Airbnb. We went for lunch. We went and ate Wendy's right down the road, and Aaron and I ordered the same thing. Pretty much.
Happened a lot.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it did. It happened a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did. It happened a few times where we would not like be standing there for each other's orders, and then once we would sit down to go and eat, we'd be like, "What did you get?" And it was just the same meal, just with like if we got burgers, it'd be like slightly different condiments.
It happened the other day across states.
Yes, I was here. I was here in Hattiesburg, and you were all the way in Hammond, Louisiana, and we got the same thing from Chick-fil-A,
Cane's.
from Cane's. And because it was wild, because you sent a picture, of your Cane's to the group chat, and I saw it, and I was sitting in Cane's, and I was like almost through eating my meal, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
That was insane.
So I took a picture and sent it to the group chat, and it was like, it's like we're doing the same thing, just miles and miles away.
And it wasn't even like it was the same like order. Like we both had specific things that we requested not to have in our order off. Like I got the craniac. Is that what it is? The caniac?
The caniac, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 4 chicken strip piece or whatever, and then you get coleslaw and a piece of bread and French fries. And I was like, take off the coleslaw and give me an extra piece of bread.
Caniac
like
is five tendies.
What? It's 4.
No, that's the box.
Oh,
It
I got
goes
the
3-finger box combo caniac. Don't come at me, Aaron.
No, they didn't have that then at the
What?
at the other Canes, yeah, because they had the box combo, the caniac underneath it. Yeah, I promise, because they had a chicken sandwich, and they had the 3-finger choice, and then they had like something else, but it wasn't what you're saying, because it was like the biggest chicken strips you could get.
The
They had
biggest
like a 6 one. Oh no,
biggest
no,
is the
I'm
caniac.
completely wrong. I'm incorrect. I just realized what happened. I'm incorrect.
Okay.
I'm
currently
sorry.
Googling Cane's menu. I don't know if it's 5 or 6. I think it's 6.
I think it's 6. Because I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, and then the box is 4, and then the 3-finger is 3. Yeah, the box
Yeah.
is 4, the 3-finger combo is 3, the caniac is 6, and then they have sandwiches, and then the kids' meals. Or the chicken sandwich, and then you can get kids' meals, or you can like get fucking platters of chicken for like catering or tailgates or some shit. No, I was right. I was right.
You were very correct. Okay, back to Florida trip.
Yes.
Sorry. That was an incredible story, and we had to tell you guys.
Yeah.
So we ate lunch at Wendy's, and then like that afternoon we went up to the church. Nice. That the wedding was going to be at, and we were going up there to help out, like help set up, and we sort of like moseyed around for a while, and they had this arbor that they said that they were going to set up like at the front of the church, for them to like stand under during the service. But they said that like, oh, we got a guy coming to do that tomorrow. He's gonna come and he's gonna build the arbor. But then we were like, nah, fuck it. Let's just build it right now. So it was us three and Tavish, and Tavish's
brother.
dad.
Yeah, dad.
and brother.
Mr. Richard.
Yeah, and did Roger help us or no? Roger did.
Roger.
Roger, yes. Jacob, sorry.
I was like, who's Roger?
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I'm not good with names,
I messed
but
up.
Who the fuck is
I
Roger?
messed up and told Carly that his name was Roger one time, and it got stuck in my brain. Like I went and told her, I was like, "Oh wait, no, his
It's not
name's not
even
Roger.
close.
It's Jacob."
That's what I did with Sydney.
Like, but then, what happened is that then, like, it just stuck in my brain. Like, I just called him Roger, like, constantly. I never said,
awesome.
I never said Roger to him, like, directly at any point.
Never.
But because I'd always have to think for a moment. I'm like, Roger. No, it's not Roger. It's Jacob. Okay, cool. Jacob.
Roger, welcome.
Like, I had to take an extra step just for a mistake that I made one time. Insane.
Yeah, it was Mr. Richard and then Bryce
And yeah,
then
Jacob.
But Jacob didn't help us.
No.
He sat there and watched us because I thought he would be kind of like a jerk. Low-key, I didn't think you'd be that super nice because he would just sit there and like didn't speak to us at all. Like, and sit there and made fun of us the whole time. So I didn't have a really good feel on him yet. I was like, oh, he's gonna be really rude.
It was pretty like it was a store bought like arbor, where it's just a bunch of pieces of wood and then the hardware to put it together and sort of instructions on like, oh, put this screw here, put this screw here.
And the top bit
High
was
trained.
in, like, a Lincoln log sort of formation to where, you, like, they all had their
Yeah.
own notches that you had to put them in. And
Yeah.
we found out that you, Ethan, and Tavish cannot get anything done together.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
While we were there, they like would team up on some things and then just would not get it done to the point where Aaron would have to butt in and then go, okay, hang on, this is how you do it, and then would help him out.
They both knew how to do it, but they were afraid to tell the other one that they were doing it wrong.
Yes.
So like they didn't want to correct either one because they didn't know each other that well. So like I would just walk up and be like, hey, no, fix it. Like then they would be fine. But they would be trying to communicate with one another, and they don't know how each other talks and like interprets one another's language. So it was almost like a Chinese person like speaking to an English person, and they were
That's
just
racist.
like they were just like using hand motions. I was their translator.
It was pretty uneventful.
I was
Up
absolutely
until-
amazing. MVP, worked on it real hard
Uneventful.
with my background, and then Tavish comes in near like halfway through of us doing this. Tavish comes in and it just hiya, and that ruins it.
So there was
Breaks.
we had to notch like there was a notch in one board where another board was supposed to go, and they were supposed to notch together, and then you bolt them in, and for some reason just the boards weren't going together because they were like screwed together too tight on the other end or whatever.
It was on the wrong side. So one was thicker than the other one. So
Oh, okay.
it was too thick for it to go in.
But we were trying to put this one board into the notch of the other board, and it was like trying to like shove it up into the notch. It's hard to sort of describe, but we were like, oh, this isn't fitting right. We're trying to like wedge it in there, like come at it at an angle, and like
Imagine
just
trying to
wedge it in
shove a
there.
hot dog in a hot dog bun. Like if the hot dog wouldn't go in the bun.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
That was a fucking stellar analogy. But anyways, Tavish just thinks that the only thing we're lacking is, I guess, like foot-pounds of pressure.
Brute force, yeah.
So he's just like, nah, I got this. I can just manhandle this into place. And he goes, hiya, and fucking shoves his palm into this board, trying to get it into the space, like this wedge of the other board, and just fucking karate chops it in half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the top of the board flew in the air and then came back down and like landed back on top of it again.
He like split the board like halfway down. It like didn't like crack it in half, but a big part of the board was mostly, non-contiguous.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. There was a long pause for a bit, except for Ethan, who was just laughing his head off.
Me and Ethan both turned around.
Yeah,
we were like, nope.
These were the boards, because we had built the two sides of the arbor first, and these were the boards that were up top holding these two sides together. But I was the person who was holding one side like up. I was holding it up so that they could like attach these boards. So I'm standing here trying to hold up a side of the arbor, pissing myself laughing, and I'm trying to do it quietly because I know that like all of like the women folk who were watching, who had like were like very, very invested on how good this looks, as you are when you're putting together a wedding, you want it to look good. And the groom just sort of yeeting a board in half on the arbor that's center stage is not a great sign. So
No.
everyone else was very serious and like, oh no. And I'm just here just like trying not to make like a fuck ton of noise while I'm pissing myself laughing, holding up the side of this arbor.
It was, yeah.
'Cause it was objectively
It was very
hilarious what happened.
Yes. Yeah, Tyler should have seen that coming, man. As much force as he put into that, he should have seen that coming.
He fucking just like
He's a
shoved
big
his
dude.
hand into
Yeah,
it.
he's not
Yeah,
skinny.
He's not a tiny boy.
No. No.
Like he's like what, like 6'3"? I think he said he's like 230 pounds.
Yeah.
And not much of it's fat.
No.
He says he's fat. I don't think he's fat.
No, I don't either.
He's slight chub. That's it. Everybody's slight chub though.
Yeah?
Except for you, you're fucking fat.
Yeah, I'm real fat. Yep. Also, AJ was severely disappointed by the lack of fat that I
Dude,
had.
I
on me
was.
That Ethan has built up.
So disappointed, man.
He expected me to be like 5'1" and like 250 pounds.
I know. I've done such a good job of portraying you as a short, fat piece of shit.
Like, I expected you with, like, forced penguin feet because of how fat you were. Like,
I promise you, there's viewers that think I'm just incredibly huge when I literally have my Instagram link in every comment.
yeah. Yeah.
In everything I post, my Instagram's there. They could see it,
the
but they're
camera
like,
can be deceiving.
no, I'm not looking at that.
Maybe-
He's just a
maybe you're-
fat lard.
Just a bunch
You're
of
better at Photoshop than everyone thinks you
It's a
are.
bunch of stock images with your face on them.
I'm the same person.
Yeah.
They're more like stock images.
Yeah, you're right.
That was about it for day
That's
two,
about
right?
it for building the arbor. After that, we were like, fuck it. It'll still go together, and then they can like wood glue it. Like it worked out, and they put like drapery and like lace shit, all over the arbor. They decorated it. They didn't just leave it naked wood. So they were able to cover it up, and it looked fine for the wedding.
Then we went looking for my suit.
We went to look for AJ's suit because he didn't have one. And
No,
he was
no,
like,
no.
"I'll
That
just-"
was the next day.
No, that's when
No,
we
no, no.
found it was the next day.
The first
Oh.
time we went to look for it, we went shopping. The four
Right.
of us three and Tavish, we went shopping for a suit. Didn't find one.
Don't betray me.
It was a pretty short trip. We went to like 2 or 3 stores. We went to like
Two places.
Dillard's
But
and Bell.
in between those two, we like had this long discussion as to where we were going to go next. Like we were like, we're going to go to this one next. I'm like, no, this one has more potential to it. And we're like, okay, how far away is it? We would look up places, trying to figure it out, and we
Yeah.
finally left. Like,
We finally were like, fuck it. We'll just the 3 of us will go get AJ's suit tomorrow.
Yep.
And then we went to Walmart. And we just, instead of like going out for dinner that night, we thought, we'll just go to Walmart, and we bought some frozen foods. I bought a bag of Checkers and Rally's French fries.
Yeah, I got myself
then,
some amazing pizza rolls.
Tostinos. And then Aaron got like a fucking 10-pound bag of chicken nuggets.
Yeah, it was huge. I think it was like 4.5 pounds.
When we left Florida, we still had some left, didn't we? Like,
We did.
did we
yeah.
eat all
Yeah.
of them?
I think we threw it away. No, we took them home with us.
No, we took them home. They're probably still at my house, TBH.
Did you take them to college?
So there was actually a bunch of shit at my house, like sodas and chicken nuggets and other stuff that I was supposed to take with me that I completely forgot.
Oh my god, dude.
There was
so
like
much.
3 cases of Mountain Dew that I was supposed to take that I just didn't because I forgot, and nobody like I forgot about it, and my mom also forgot about it because she didn't mention it to me. She was like, "You got everything?" I was like, "Yep, got everything. Bye."
Man.
But hopefully I'll go home one of these days and go and grab them.
Right.
But
one day I'll go home.
Yeah.
I may one day make it back there.
We got our victuals, and then drove back to the Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I'm fucking hungry, so I'm gonna turn on the oven, and I'm gonna find a baking sheet, and I'm gonna cook my fucking French fries. I thought since like we all bought separate foodstuffs that we would cook our separate foodstuffs, and I was like, oh, we can just put the Tostitos and the chicken nuggets in the microwave. But then Aaron was like, well, we can just bake them. Like, you're turning on the oven anyways for the French fries. Just go ahead and bake them. I was like, all right, that makes sense. So I turned on the oven. I put my French fries. I let the oven preheat. I put my French fries in. I cook them. My French fries are ready. I take my French fries out. Meanwhile, while I was cooking my French fries, Tavish and Aaron are both playing a game in the living room. I forget what you guys... Were you guys playing fucking, like, Fortnite or some shit?
Probably. Yes. That is the night we decided to turn on Fortnite. Because he wanted to show us... Like, we were going to jokingly play, like, split screen. We played, like, 2 matches. But he also wanted to show us all the stuff that the Japanese kid bought on his, like, Xbox. That's not racist. That's a true fact.
It was... Yeah, he was, in fact...
He was, like, Korean.
So... apparently somebody stole his account, like his Epic Games account, like hacked into it. But instead of stealing it and using his money to buy stuff, they put on their credit card and just like bought the last 2 or 3 seasons of battle passes and literally like everything with it. So Tavish has probably like, I would say probably $200 to $300 worth of skins just on his account that he didn't buy.
Yep.
So he wanted to show them off.
That's almost as stupid as like the chick that stole your credit card info.
Yeah, but like she didn't just give me money. Like she just gave
that's the
Tavish
thing,
money.
it's like,
he just gave Tavish
He was
money.
just like, instead of like making my own Epic Games account and paying for all this shit, I'm gonna get on somebody else's Epic Games account and still pay for all this shit. Wild.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are playing Fortnite. I think AJ, you were playing Witcher or something.
I was probably playing Witcher. Yeah.
Yeah. And I come through and I'm like, all right, the French fries are ready. Assuming that, you know, like, you guys would be like, okay, now I can cook my stuff. But you guys just sort of like, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we all just sat there still, not doing
You just
anything.
kept on playing games.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I guess I'll, I was like, okay, I guess I'll cook everything. So then I put the chicken nuggets on a baking sheet, and I put the pizza rolls on a baking sheet, and I put them in the oven, and I started cooking them. And then I was like, you know what? We paid for this Airbnb, and it's got a kitchen, and it's also got like a little dining area with a dining room table. And I found some plates, and I found some placemats, and I started. And Tavish comes in, and he's like, "Oh, so is the food ready?" And I put like the French fries in the microwave to try and keep. I covered them with a towel, and I put them in the microwave to try and keep them warm, while the chicken nuggets and the pizza rolls are cooking. And he was like, "Oh, are we gonna eat?" And I was like, "Yep." And I started like making the table. And Tavish was like, "Oh, okay, Mom." And Tavish sat down like right away. He just went and sat down at the table and was like, "I'm waiting for food." And I went in and I started making the table. I set out plates, and then I started putting the food on the table. And then by that time I was like, "Yo, you guys better fucking come to the table if you want food."
We were forced.
And you guys were like,
It's a real shame.
why are we eating at the table? I was like, we are a real family, and we're gonna eat like one.
Tavish was all for it too. Like he immediately joined you in that. Like he was like, "We're
Yeah.
a family, people. We eat food at the table."
100%. Tavish was on board. He was like, "Yep, I'm 100% down with this bit right now." And so like, and I made everyone like got glasses, put ice and everything, and I got everything the drinks that they wanted. And then my mom had sent us like a whole pan of cheesy bread, like her homemade cheesy bread. And I was like, ooh, we can have cheesy bread too. And so I warmed up the cheesy bread and put it on the table, and we had a nice family meal that I made, that I cooked for my beautiful family. And that's where the whole thing of me being the mom originated.
Yes, you set the
from that,
table full of
and Tavish calling me mom.
Yes, because you set the table full of pizza rolls, French fries, and chicken nuggets, and we ate. Cheese bread. Yeah, and
We used so many plates.
it was a lot of plates. But
I washed all the plates though.
being the mom that you are, you washed every single plate as well.
Just a lot of plates.
So,
I mean, we didn't have like any like, I didn't find any like platters or anything to put. So I put the pizza rolls on one plate, and I put the chicken nuggets on one plate.
I'm gonna just
They
tell you.
also had some like weird stuff.
French fries
in
on
it.
another plate.
Like they had like one, like
Oh,
had
dude, they
dessert
did.
cups.
Yeah, they had some
Like they
weird
had
stuff
like
there.
10 dessert cups that you could use for anything.
It was like
Yeah.
all of like the random dishes that you find at like a consignment shop or like a
That's
secondhand
probably what
shop.
it was.
Yeah.
They probably literally just did that.
And just picked everything off as
They were
quick
like,
as
"Look,
they
we
could.
got
and that.
We got 27 crystal or faux crystal dessert glasses for 82 cents. Let's put it in the Airbnb.
But they did have the best mug in the world, which was that Star Wars mug.
They did have a Star Wars mug.
Yes.
That had Greedo on it
Yes.
and Boba Fett.
And yes. Pretty good. Pretty stinking good.
It was a nice mug. I wanted
Yeah.
to steal that mug.
Yeah, you talked about doing that,
I didn't steal the mug.
but you did not.
Still
Yeah.
hangers.
I did steal hangers.
Ooh. Somebody stop
stole,
this,
like,
man.
I stole like 7 clothes
Hardly
hangers.
So that was
And that was the night. That was the night that Tavish fucked up the walls.
Yeah, he did.
Belt.
Dude, he messed up the walls. He was going around like a madman with his belt. I think he got bored. Like, I think he didn't like having his belt on, so he's just like, oh, I'm gonna take my belt off. And then he had it in his hand for a bit, and he was like,
Just a weird thing to like
Oh.
just randomly dislike having on.
no, it's not. You only say that because of your workplace.
I guess. I don't know, dude. I've just
Yeah.
worn belts since I was a kid.
If I'm like,
Never
if
not
I'm
worn
like
a belt.
sitting down for a long period of time and like just sitting and chillaxing, I will take my belt off.
Yeah, the man had to play Fortnite twice. So yeah, I bet he felt uncomfortable.
Like if I'm walking around like during the day doing shit, because I wear a belt every day. If I'm like walking around doing shit, I'll like keep my belt on. But as soon as I get back to my dorm, sometimes if I'm like too lazy to like take my like khakis off and put on sweatpants, I'll just sit down with my khakis, but undo my belt, and then also like undo my pants, and just chill with just like my pants undone.
What a
Because,
white
like-
thing to do.
Because I'm just like sitting there and like my gut like slides into my waistline and it's like pressing against like my belt, and I'm like, I feel fat. I'm gonna undo
Yo, you
my
do.
pants
You end up
and just
feeling
let
fat.
it all out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bleh.
Uh-huh.
You know what
Yeah.
happens when my gut touches my belt? I go, I need to go to the gym in the morning and run like 2 miles. So that's what I do.
Yeah, you fucking fatty.
But yeah, so he just grabbed his belt and just started swinging, his belt, like hitting the walls. He started hitting me. I like screamed in terror.
You did not scream in terror.
Yeah, I did.
No, he did, because Aaron and I were like getting ready to go to bed, but AJ and Tavish were still awake. And I remember like walking into my room and closing the door, and because these walls and doors were paper thin, like you could hear everything throughout this house. And I remember like closing my door and like getting ready to go to bed, and I hear fucking Tavish crack his belt, and then AJ go, "Daddy, no!" from the living room.
True story.
Yeah.
That did happen. I did in fact say that.
He swung the belt around in the hallway, and it left marks on the wall.
Tons of marks. Well, one
We found-
specifically.
Tons, like 3.
But
Like 3, yeah.
one
Yeah,
specifically.
Literally 3.
3
Was
tons.
it 3? Really?
Yeah, it was exactly 3.
He hit it
T-O-N-N-E.
against in the hallway a lot more than 3 times though.
I believe you. It just
Okay.
made 3 marks.
Okay.
'Cause I was gonna go
three,
clean it. I forgot.
black belt marks on the wall that we've never cleaned.
Yep. They're probably still there, unless they cleaned them. I don't know.
They probably don't clean the walls of that place. What are you talking about? There's hair in the shower. I still think it was Ethan's.
It was probably
Probably mine.
It was probably Ethan's. Ethan even admitted it was probably his after he denied it the first time. The second time he was like, it probably was me. You're right.
I lose a lot of hair when I shower. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Dude, I got something in my eye right now, and I've been like piddling with that for like the last 15 minutes. It hurts so
Well,
bad.
there you go.
It's probably adipose tissue, you fat fuck.
It's
We got
so
some loose
bad.
fat in your eye.
And then the third day happened because that was pretty much all of the second day done. We all eventually went to sleep. Tavish fell asleep on the couch. What a good man for the groom to sleep on the couch. I even offered
3 nights in a row.
I even offered my master bedroom and he said no. So
You didn't like that bedroom from the start, man.
I did.
Hated.
I did like it. The only issue I had with it was the bathroom, which we'll talk more about
We
the
know.
bathroom later on. The bathroom's weird, man. That bathroom was whack.
It was kind of whack, but I liked it
Of course you would, Ethan. But
because when it had no door.
no,
So like,
no door.
if anyone opened the door to the bedroom while you're shitting, you could have like leaned over and made eye contact with them, which would have been great.
Definitely.
And then it had the geriatric, like the sit down, like jet up your asshole tub.
Did it though? I don't think that's what that was.
That was a standing
It was.
tub, like
it
a
was,
walk-in
but
tub.
the jet was not placed there. It was like on your ankles.
It was on your back.
It was on your ankles. Well, yeah, no, yeah, there was some on your back, and there
was
was
all
on your
around.
Jets
yeah.
on your back.
It was your back.
You
and your
made me
ankles.
shower in it.
Yeah, it was your back and your ankles. Well, I never used the jets though, so
Never did it.
Why not?
I didn't have hot water anytime.
he didn't. He didn't.
All right, so Aaron, the one, okay,
We talked
that
about
is
that already, I think.
We
yeah,
did.
it's a legitimate complaint. But you should have you were always awake before me. You should have just gone to shower before me.
But then you wouldn't have hot water either, Ethan.
I probably would have because you take fucking blitz showers.
Yeah, you're right.
You take such quick showers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I freaked out too. Like I felt like seriously under pressure when Aaron was like, "Man, that was a long shower." I was in there for like 10 minutes. I was like, "Oh, so these guys take like quick showers then, huh?" Oh,
No, I do
just take
not.
really
I take
quick showers.
I take normal length showers for me.
so
I just don't have time to be having all that water touch me. Ugh.
so the third day
What?
we all woke up and we went to the store first, right? To look for my suit. Like that's the very first thing that we did.
No.
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 We shot guns.
We went to
shoot
the
guns.
bachelor party. Yes. We went to the bachelor party to shoot guns, which was great because it was 2 shotguns,
That was
tons,
pretty fun.
like 5, 6. How many handguns did you say there was? Like
it's a lot of pistols.
there was a lot. It was like 7 or 8 handguns at that place.
Yeah.
Of all different kinds. I think there was only 2 that
We
were
went to-
the same. Like
A Derringer
to-
357.
mm-hmm.
P23, I think. 2 P23s.
Yeah.
There was at least like 4 or 5 9mm there.
Yes, that is true. As far as like 9mm go, that was the majority of them. The Beretta was fun
But,
to shoot
we-
though. But yeah.
We were shooting at like there was a hill that they used for like target practice that was behind Tavish's dad's church. And so it was Tavish's dad, Tavish's brother, Tavish, us, and Jacob.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's-
then we learned that Bryce calls his dad daddy
He did.
every time he
did.
talks to his
He
dad.
does.
'Cause He was Bryce was setting up targets like,
excellent.
downrange, and we were back at the cars, and he's like, "Daddy, hey, Daddy, is that good?" And we're like, "Did he just unironically call his father Daddy as a full-grown man?" And the answer was yes,
Yep.
which was interesting.
Disturbing.
Especially since Bryce's dad is not like the type of person that you would call that at. Like, not like unironically, ironically, no matter what. Like the dude is like, he's pretty like built.
He's in the military.
Like, yeah,
He's a man,
Retired
man.
from the Navy.
yeah.
He's like 6'5".
Weird.
He's not a man I'd be throwing daddies
No,
at.
no, you would not.
Even if he was my daddy, I'd still
Right, exactly.
like AJ. You met my dad.
Yes.
I wouldn't call my dad
No,
daddy.
no, I would not.
I call him Dad, Pop, or Brother David.
Yes, you did say Pop a lot when I was there.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's because his grandfather's name was Pop. And
Gotcha.
it's just sort of like a family thing.
Gotcha. So, yeah, was at the gun range for, we say gun range. Went and
2 hours.
shot, for 2 hours, and then we left.
It was a fun time.
We went to, then
I'm not a gun person. I don't really shoot guns.
Yeah, no, you loaded everything though. That was great. Like
I did. Well, I mean, I still shot. Like I did
yes,
shoot.
you did.
I shot multiple times, but
Yes.
I just didn't shoot like the shotgun. One, because I was afraid it was going to hurt my back.
I broke the 357.
You did.
You did do that. Yes, it did indeed get jammed. Then we left to look for the suit right after that, and we finally found one. Dude, where was it that we were at? Was it? No, it wasn't Belk. It was.
We went to Dillard's first.
I hated that lady.
And
Was that the
then
old lady?
Yes.
Yeah, she like talked to us like we were children.
Oh, I hated that.
It was really weird
So
and
much.
very awkward.
Like I was
hated it.
Aaron had worked at Belk for so long. Like I'm like, the man knows what he's talking about. So just like, please,
Yeah, I was
don't.
like, usually when I go in a retail store, I tell people I own suits. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, and they leave me alone. This lady did not leave us alone. But we also did ask her a question, to be fair, because Dillard's was sized really weird and it was expensive. So we eventually just left Dillard's and we went to Belk, and then we found a suit at Belk. And then there was a wilding old man there that Ethan met.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, the old dude in the shoe section.
Yeah.
Fucking A. So it was this like older, like I'd say like late 50s, early 60s maybe. This old man at the shoe section. Where is it? It was Belk, right?
Yeah, it was Belk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, got any shoes? You need to find anything I can get for you?" And I was like, "Nah, I think we're just browsing. We're just looking around." Because at that point we had found a suit and we were just looking around. And he was like, "All right, you need anything? Just let me know. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna take a sip of my Jack and Coke right here." And he grabs a fucking hydro flask and uncorks it, unscrews the top and takes a big swig and then just goes, "Ah, woo!" I was like, "What the fuck?" It's just this old man, just just sitting here cracking jokes, just having a good time. I was like, I wouldn't be
chilling.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually just didn't work there.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, they still think I work here. I've been here for 5 years.
That's what
I don't
happened to
work
me.
here. I don't get paid to do this. I just hang out, crack jokes, help people find the shoes they need.
Apparently that's what happens when you work at Belk, because I walked in there the other day to buy something, and the lady at the register asked me how to do something on the register, and I had to come show her how to do it. And then she was like, "So when do you work again?" I was like, "I haven't worked here in 3 months." And she was like, "Oh. Have a good day." It was very odd.
Whack, bro. Old people at Belk, whack.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to the food court and we ate Chick-fil-A.
I ate a
The
ton
food
of
court
Chick-fil-A. Oh, dude, Chick-fil-A was good.
Of that mall. And there was another old man at Chick-fil-A that wasn't wildin', but he was very, very sweet.
Yeah.
He was a very nice old man.
Yep.
Florida old men, nice people.
Yeah,
Florida old
men,
ladies,
man. not
nice people.
No.
Weirdos.
Yeah.
But,
Creeps. Talk to you like your children.
But no, I was like, he asked me what I wanted, and he was really sweet. He was like, "Oh, how's your day going?" And I was like, "Mine's going pretty okay. How about yourself?" And he was like, "Oh, I can't complain." And he was like, "How much ice you want in that cup?" He was like, "You want a lot? You want a little bit? A medium amount?" And I was like,
Just want a small,
and I was
a
like-
large, or a tall,
"Oh,
a
fuck, we'll get to
draft.
that." But I was like a decent amount of ice. Don't go crazy. And then he puts he scoops a scoop of ice in there and he shows me the glass or the cup and he's like, "That good?" I'm like, "That's fine." He's like, "All right, you said Coke, right? Did you?" And I'm like, "Mm-hmm." It was an interesting experience, but a pleasant one.
Yeah, that's what I feel like sums up Florida.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just as
And
a
then
whole.
then we showed Aaron the Kanye album.
Yes, we
I listened to
did.
that yesterday.
Nice.
Aaron didn't know about Kanye's Jesus is King album until we went to Florida.
Fire. Absolute straight fire.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Doesn't get better.
No, it does not.
after
Closed
we-
on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A.
We listened to that after we ate Chick-fil-A.
Can that be the title of the podcast? Florida Trip Part 2, closed on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, yeah, no, that should be fine. Yeah,
I think that's great.
I think
Good
it's
name.
fine for it. Yeah.
Some good marketing in there. Sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Let me read you this ad real quick. Hold on.
Sponsored by Kanye, actually.
All right. No, I don't have an ad.
Yeah,
I just
that-
wiggled a piece of paper.
This-
and put it on
this
my
I
Paper
wanted to
is
see
blank.
how far you took that bit.
Yeah, yeah. And then so that was.
Then we stopped at Starbucks on the way back.
We did stop at Starbucks. I had to learn Starbucks and the fact that their sizes are whack. They don't make
Starbucks sizes are indeed
any sense whatsoever.
'Cause-
How is a
'cause again,
tall?
I like coffee.
Jeez, how is a tall the smallest size that you have? How does that
Also,
happen?
you
drink the White
also
Girls.
you ordered a hot chocolate.
I did.
It was 80 degrees.
I did. Dude, I don't care, man. And she was the
was.
lady, like, when I when I told Aaron to order that for me, the lady paused for a moment. Was like, okay.
It's like, you want a hot chocolate.
He's like, all right, cool.
That's
It's
really
like
what
there's
you
chocolate,
three
I
grown
guess.
men in a car, and one of them wants a hot chocolate. And it's
Yeah.
80
Yeah.
degrees.
Yes.
320 somethings in a car and like 84 degrees.
I've just been living in Texas for too long, man. The heat does not affect me.
Yeah, but hot chocolate should.
That
That's body heat. You would have had a fever if you would have checked your temperature.
was it really that bad? I didn't feel like it was
No, I
that
don't
bad.
think
Okay.
Nah, like, see, drinking hot drinks in, like, the heat, that's okay. Because, you know, people drink hot coffee and hot tea and stuff during the heat all the time.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that you ordered hot chocolate.
I mean, come on, man. It's hot chocolate. Like, come on. I don't know the fancy names for things at Starbucks. I used to, but I don't anymore. So
Do you not like coffee?
I do. I just don't go to Starbucks for it. There's not one like anywhere near me. So
You can still just get a regular coffee from Starbucks.
I don't like it black though. Is the thing.
You could just
get
be
whatever
like, I
kind
want a
of coffee
coffee
you
with
want.
a milk and 2 sugars.
I don't know. It has to have a form of creamer in it.
That's the.
But I know that that's the
Cream.
milk and sugar part
Yeah.
to it. But
Ask for cream.
but I like it with the there's a Dunkin'
Remember
Donuts.
that kid I was talking about earlier?
Yes. Shut up. Shut up. There's a Dunkin' Donuts flavored creamer that I will get that is amazing. Okay? Like, here's the thing. You can
Dunkin' probably does
hang
so
on,
much.
hang on, Aaron, because you can sweeten your coffee. You just have to put in a ton of creamer in it. Like what I do.
Yeah. My friend, when she gets creamer at work, like coffee at work, she gets like an espresso amount of creamer from just like a regular coffee machine, and then fills the rest up with like, or no, an espresso amount of like coffee, and gets like creamer and sugar. That is like nothing in there. Like
No,
all that's in there is
dare.
like creamer. She pours like half a bottle of creamer in her
What's
coffee.
that in there? Wait, what?
I wouldn't do
What's
that.
the,
I wouldn't do that.
what's a drink? There's the drink that's like mostly milk foam and like a shot of coffee.
Latte.
Is it a latte?
Yeah, because your espresso is like super strong coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So like.
Now
It's whack. It would be extremely whack to get like a latte and just have just espresso. Like if you just try to drink espresso, that would be awful. Like you would want to die.
I was thinking of cappuccino. A cappuccino is like mostly milk foam.
Oh. Milk foam? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It's like all milk foam.
Is it?
see, this is why Starbucks is weird to me. This is why.
Espresso based coffee drink that in a traditionally prepared steamed milk foam. Variation of the drink involve use of cream instead of milk. Yeah. I was thinking of cappuccino, and I couldn't
Okay,
think of it.
so apparently a latte and a cappuccino, the only difference is a latte has a lot of milk, whereas cappuccino is just stronger coffee with more foam.
Yeah, because it's espresso and then foam instead of just coffee and then foam.
No, a latte is espresso and foam too. Or latte is espresso and milk. It just doesn't have foam. That's the difference. Like cappuccino has foam, latte doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
So like
Weird.
that's what I was confused about because I was like, I know what a latte is. Like I make those at my house.
Weird.
Yeah, I normally if I go to a coffee place, I normally get like a caramel or vanilla latte.
Yeah.
But no,
so that's
the
all
main
that
part
happened
of
at Starbucks. Nothing
No,
else
the main
happened.
the main part of that Starbucks trip
We're not
Nothing,
getting away from this.
nothing else happened.
was
That's it.
Aaron. Aaron did a completely innocent thing of engaging with conversation in the woman at the drive-through window, because like you gave her like a card, and it like took some money off the card, but it was like you still owe like a couple dollars or something, and then so you had to give her another card, and she was like,
Yeah.
oh well, like I needs another card, and you're like, oh okay, like that's weird, but that's okay, like that other card you can like my daddy puts money on it.
No, I
did-
did say that
he
because I
didn't say
didn't
it.
want to say that.
Didn't say it.
I know.
It's true.
I know.
But he didn't say
We
that.
talked about it afterwards, but he was like, oh, that's like a prepaid card or whatever. Here, you can just use this card, blah, blah, blah. And like, you guys had this weird conversation because you work at a bank, and she was talking about like, oh yeah, like my card, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and she was really
And-
wrong, but I didn't want to correct her.
Yeah, but you basically just had casual conversation with her, like a normal human being.
Yep.
But then after we drove away from the drive-through window, AJ and I just absolutely fucking railed you for it.
Yeah. At the exact same time, nothing planned or anything. Like Ethan and I both
we
knew.
were just silent the whole time.
Yeah. We both knew. We were like, all right, we're getting him on this. Like he's not getting away with that.
Of course, if you don't remember, I'm pretty sure we told the story on the
We
podcast.
did.
Okay, of me with the Sonic server, who I talked about like being sore after working out with, and as soon as she walked away, everyone else in the car was like, "Oh yeah, I get sore after I work out." Yeah, it was basically just a play off that, but with Aaron this time.
Yes. And it was great.
Is immediately after we drove away, we're like, "Oh yeah, my car it works like this, but then your car is stupid, and then it does this."
You turned into a woman there. That was amazing.
Yeah, we just started relentlessly mocking you, and it was a great time.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
What did we do after Starbucks? We went
You
back.
went home
Yeah.
and you complained about your tummy ache and you ate pizza rolls. And then
yeah,
Ethan
Aaron-
complained
Aaron
about
went
his
to the-
headache and then played Siege.
Yeah, so in other words,
Yeah.
Aaron went to the rehearsal without us because we didn't
Yeah,
feel good.
I just
Yeah.
went to the rehearsal by myself.
Yes. As you should
And that
have.
was-
Evening was
Hang
the wedding
on.
rehearsal,
Don't
and Aaron went.
blame
No, he
us
didn't.
for not showing up at the rehearsal when we weren't one, we weren't a part of the wedding. Two, it ended
that's
up
okay.
We were not in the wedding party.
yeah, two,
That's
it
correct.
didn't end up being that amazing of a rehearsal
No, it was
anyways.
awful.
Yeah.
But because like Tavish had to wait for Carly before he could leave, so me and Tavish was riding home with us, at me, so he had to wait for her before I could leave. But there was one part of the rehearsal that I found very funny, which is the time that they were eating, because Carly went inside because she was upset. And so Tavish followed her inside to like comfort her. Well, then Sarah was like, "Tavish is gonna need some help." So she went with him, and then Jacob was like, "I'm gonna go fix my food." So like the whole table I was sitting at just left, and I'm sitting there at the table just eating my soup. Also, soup, 80 degrees outside. Soup.
Yep.
Don't know why.
Yep.
But Jada, Carly's sister, was like, "Oh, he looks lonely." So she turned to me and she was like, "Aaron, did they all leave you?" And I was like, No. Carly's in there. She's sad. So Sarah went to go with her, and Tavish went with her. So they're sad all in there. And then Jacob's fixing his food. And like they were really concerned for me because they thought that everybody just got tired of me and left.
They all just
and I was just at a
dipped.
table by myself.
Yep.
I wonder.
But
if
then me and
they
Tavish-
all like get tired and just leave you because they hate you.
Yeah. Like
That's
that's
understandable.
that's kind of what she asked. And then thankfully though, like Sean or nobody just like came and sat beside me. Cause
Nice.
But then me and Tavish concocted a plan to scare you guys when we got back.
Yeah, y'all
And
did.
Tavish called a hot audible in the middle of it. It kind of ruined things. But so we had some cookies that his mom gave us. They were dope cookies. They were like red velvet cake, caramel apple cookie, and like all this kind of stuff. They were awesome. So I was like, took him in there, and Tavish was going to go around the back. And I was going to fake a phone call and go and lock the door for Tavish so he could come in the back door. So I did that, faked the phone call, because Tavish didn't plan to come back with us. Nobody knew what he was doing. So I told AJ, I was like, oh yeah, Tavish had to go home and get some stuff. We're just going to have to see him tomorrow. He wasn't able to come tonight. He was like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. So AJ went about playing what he was playing. I think you were watching a YouTube video, actually.
Yeah, I was.
And so I opened the back door for Tavish, unlocked it, and came back in, and I like hung up my phone call, which actually was literally on the phone with just Tavish. And I walked in the kitchen, put the cookies down, and I was like, and Tavish planned because there is a window that goes out like outside, like you can see outside from the kitchen, like right above the sink, but it's a screened-in porch. So like it's closed in and everything. So Tavish was like gonna just sit in the window, like with just his face in the window. And because he had already done that previously, and it looks funny because it's super well lit right there. So all you see is just like a super well lit face, and it almost doesn't look real, like when they stand there like that. So he was standing behind there just staring. And I was like, hey AJ, you should come try these cookies in the kitchen. So he did, but Tavish couldn't get to his spot quick enough. So AJ went and got a cookie and like walked back around front. And I was like, no. AJ's got a seat. So I just like called an audible, and I forget what I was doing. Like I demonstrated something that happened at the rehearsal, like at that time to AJ, so that way he would have to stand there and look at me. And when he did, Tavish just like appeared in the back, and AJ just started laughing like super hard. He didn't get startled at all. He just like thought it was really funny. Just Tavish's face, just like right there.
Yep. Like I didn't think it was supposed to be scary or anything.
I was in my bedroom this entire time.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ethan knew of none of this. He was just chilling. So I was trying to find a way to get Ethan in there. And while I was trying to do that, I called him, and while I was doing that, Tavish just like came inside, like super quietly, like snuck inside. And so he snuck behind Ethan, like in the hallway, and he was chilling there. And Ethan came out of the bathroom and was like, oh, Tavish makes me want to check my corners every time I walk somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And then Tavish like ran behind him and like yelled at him, and Ethan was like, hey.
Yeah,
And got his drink.
I stopped coming out of like the doorway from the hallway, and I stopped and like looked left and looked right and like checked my corners walking into the living room, and I was like, man, staying with Tavish has made me check my corners because I'm afraid he's gonna like jump out and try to scare me. And like right after that, he was
behind you,
he sneaks up behind
while
me.
you were saying that, like he was standing over your head. He was like, hey.
Yeah. And he was right behind me, and then as I'm walking into the kitchen, from right behind me, he screams. He just goes, "Fuck!"
It's such an odd choice of things to yell at somebody.
And I don't jump or anything. I just turn around and go, "Oh, hey, Tavish."
Mm-hmm. Because you expected it. See, like if I would have been like, "Oh yeah, Tavish isn't here. He's gone. He had to go back to his house or something like that." And then you sat there for like a minute and took that in, and then he came up. It probably would have been a little bit more startling.
No, what's funny is like you had said, you're like, probably Tavish probably isn't coming back with me tonight. Like Tavish probably isn't staying here tonight. Yeah. So I didn't know Tavish was there until he screamed "fuck" right behind my head.
You know what would have been a really good plan? Is to like gone 30 minutes or so with just like Tavish in the house somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And like nobody knew but me.
Waited a long ass time.
Yeah. And then, like, he just, like, walks out. Like, if he should have just, like, snuck to my room somehow. And, like, just sat in my room in the dark for, like, 30 minutes. And then just, like, came out. Like,
that'd have been a really long play, though.
That'd have been awesome, though. It would have been worth it.
He would have gotten impatient.
Yeah, Tavish is an impatient boy.
Yes, he is.
I don't know, though. He a camper.
Then...
That's when he fucking threw the coins.
Yes, he decided to start throwing coins that night.
Alright, so, no, what happened is Tavish got a phone call from Carly. And he's, like, moseying around just the house.
Oh, that's
just
right.
Fucking with shit. While he's on the phone. And we had been explicitly told, don't say any bad things while he's on the phone with Carly. Or, like, don't, like... horse around or anything, because like it's normally like a serious conversation and blah 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 blah. But he's like moseying around while he's on the phone, and we're just, hanging out doing our own thing quietly, like in the living room or whatever. And he walks, and he just, so as he's moseying, he moseys into my bedroom. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, and I was like, Ethan, I was just in your room. I don't know what he's doing.
I was like, why the fuck did he go in there? And I had all of like my like pocket change from the trip, like in stacks on my nightstand, like in like dollar stacks on my nightstand. And while he just walks in there and he's like, huh. While he's on the phone, just looks at my stacks of pocket change and he picks them up. He just picks up all my change and just starts throwing the coins one by one onto my bed. Like, my bed wasn't made at the time, so it's just like my cover's thrown aside and the sheet's there, and he just starts like chucking coins at random onto my bed. Just pink, pink, pink. All the while he's just on the phone with Carly.
Yeah,
and
the whole time. He didn't even care.
So I walk into my bedroom and just sort of stand behind him as he's throwing coins. And he doesn't know I'm there until he just sort of turns around and sees me just staring at him with a very disappointed face. And then he just starts like giggling uncontrollably while he's on the phone. And Carly's like asking him things and he's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So he just couldn't keep his composure. And then after that he saw me and he picked up all the coins off my bed.
Wait, you didn't know the best part? I don't even know if you know this. Carly hung up on him.
She hung up on him because he was laughing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
He was like, she was like, well, you seem busy, so I'm gonna let you go. And he was like, well, bye, babe, love you. And that's it. That's all she said. She just hung up.
That's awesome.
He was like, all right. Like, he was like,
Okay.
all right. And then she just like hung up the phone.
He was just like trying not to laugh.
Yeah, like that really high pitch you do, like when you're trying not to laugh.
Yeah. And then he was like, all right, I feel bad. And he picked up all the coins off of my bed, but then he walked into the living room and he just throws them all on the floor. And so then there's coins, just like $6 in coins.
I smell pennies.
All over the fucking floor. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I start picking those up while Tavish is sitting on the couch watching TV, and I'm sitting there picking up coins. Then Aaron was like, all right, Ethan, I feel bad. And so Aaron got down and actually started helping me pick up coins.
What's my monitor sitting on? It's elevated. What's it
That was
sitting
pretty much
on?
it for day 3. Start of day 4 was the day of the wedding, and we went to this great place that was right down the road called Cinnamon Sticks.
Oh my gosh. Best place ever.
I was about to say, this is my favorite thing that happened the entire
5 stars,
trip.
man. 5
It's
stars.
amazing. As for Joy. Mm-hmm. So
God.
we went. So the entire time, Tavish every morning was like, "There's this really good place for lunch, right next to you guys.
Yeah.
It's really good and really close." And he told us that I think 4 or 5 times.
He did.
Like he had not previously already told us that.
Quite a few
Like it
times.
was brand new.
Hey, did you guys know that there's this place right down the road? It's really good. It's called Cinnamon Sticks. You should
Yes.
Yeah, I think he really did sign a contract with them. Like they probably paid for some of his wedding. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna have some friends staying here. I'll give you some business."
go. I will make sure they come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like
he was like, "I'm gonna mention it."
It's like Tavish went into like NPC mode and was like,
It was insane. Yeah.
you know this great place called whatever? It's great. It's real close. You'll like it. It's really good.
Like, yes, I know that's a side quest. I just don't
right,
want to do
exactly.
it. Fuck off.
exactly.
And like I think he said something that night about it. I was like, we were planning on going there for
Yes,
breakfast tomorrow.
he did.
Actually, and he was like, awesome. I'll tell Jacob, and Jacob can meet us there.
Yes.
So Jacob went with us, and we arrived there, and it's a cute little place. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go in, sit down. This lady brings us our menus, and we start looking around. And so Ethan orders an orange juice, and it went downhill from there.
Oh, dude.
Because I don't eat breakfast. And so I was like, I don't really want any food. I'm just gonna order an orange juice. And she goes, well, what size? I'm like,
Also,
what size is?
she's like just a condescending old lady, just like the Dillard
Yeah,
lady.
condescending old lady, like she's running a fucking kids show. Like it was like she'd just come off the set of fucking Blue's Clues.
Can
or some
you
shit.
see the mountains? Where?
What color is it?
Oh man, it was
How
bad.
many?
It was so bad.
Let's count them together. Yeah, that sort of like
Yeah.
pedantic shit. And she's like, well, what size do you want? And I'm like, well, what sizes are there? And she goes, well, we have a small. And she gestures with her hands, like, of how tall the drink is.
I promise you,
Like, "Then
Ethan
we-"
is gesturing right now.
I am.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she goes, and then we have a large, and she extends her fingers apart from each other a little bit farther. And then she goes, then we have a tall, or no, it was a craft.
Oh, craft.
Craft.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, craft.
Yeah,
It was called craft.
And then he goes,
Yeah.
then we have craft. And she gestures, like, her fingers, like, far as fuck apart. She
It
makes
was
this look
probably
like
a foot tall.
she makes like the distance from table to like top as like the size of a goddamn pitcher.
Yeah, pretty much. It was
Like-
probably a pitcher of
and I'm
orange
like-
juice. It's probably what it was.
A pitcher
would've
of
been
orange
awesome.
juice, but called a craft. I want to walk into like a fucking diner and just be like, I'll have a craft of fucking apple juice, please. And they just bring out a goddamn pitcher.
Yes, please.
Like without any words, they're like, I just got you. No, but so I was like, I guess I'll have a large. By the way, that large orange juice was like $4.50.
Yeah, I was going to get to
Holy
that.
fuck.
It was insane.
It was just freaking
But-
whack.
I ordered like pancakes, right? Because I'm a pancake boy. I like some pancakes. I got some pancakes, and then we discussed that earlier. Coffee boy. So I was like, this latte, this chocolate mocha latte, whatever, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And first of all, I just ordered an iced latte. She's like, you don't want any flavoring with it? And I'm really curious now what they would have given me if I wouldn't have ordered it
Yeah,
without
for
flavor.
real.
It's just
It's
ice
just
latte,
ice.
no flavor.
That's nothing
It's
but
just
ice.
water.
It's ice and one coffee bean. Yeah. And so she was like, I was like, well, I guess I'll take the mocha. So I took a mocha
Just
latte.
ice and backwash.
And she brings me this drink that is just literally on the sides, on the inside, not the outside, just covered in chocolate syrup. Like you can see the chocolate syrup was so thick it was just running down the side of the drink.
Extra thick.
Every like around the whole thing, the whole circumference of it was covered in chocolate. And I was just
Aaron using big words.
I know, I'm proud of that word. And so, like, I went to drink it, and I took 2 sips, and was like, this isn't coffee. And so I said, Tavis, try that. That's not coffee. And he drank it, and he was like, that's not coffee. And then I was like, that's chocolate milk. They gave me chocolate milk. And then I had Ethan try it. And I don't think Ethan is even, like, a big coffee person or anything, but I wanted
not
him
really.
to try it. He drank it. He assures me that it was chocolate milk. It
So,
was 100%
basically,
just chocolate milk.
What it tasted like is somebody took some sort of vessel, like a pitcher or a bowl or some sort of thing. They took an entire bottle of Hershey's chocolate syrup that you would like cover
I
ice
took a
cream with.
craft size.
They took a craft and they put Hershey's chocolate syrup. Fuck, I can't speak. Hershey's chocolate syrup. They put the whole thing in that fucking craft, and then they took a bottle of water, put that bottle of water in the craft, and then they took like a whole thing of ice and put the whole thing of ice in the craft. And they mixed that craft together. They poured it into a cup and they gave it to Aaron.
It was
That's
LaCroix
what it
coffee.
tasted like.
It was LaCroix coffee. They sat there and they thought about coffee really hard, and then they made that, and they gave it to me.
Yes.
A coffee genie ejaculated in the vicinity of that cup
And
because there was no coffee in it.
it was awful. I was really mad about it. Another $4. So then she brings us our food, and she brought AJ's, I think, first. I feel like it was AJ that got the real brunt of it at first.
I did. I hated
Yummy,
every bit of
yummy.
it. Oh, shut up,
And
please.
she just like drops her food in front of him and goes, yummy, yummy. Again.
Like anytime she like gave someone their food, she was like, "Ooh, that looks good."
I just hate hearing you guys talk about it. Like, I don't... Oh, it was so bad.
Because it's the same shit. You know when like a 2-year-old walks up to you and they've got like a plastic cup that they think that there's like tea in, and they're like, "Here's
And you
your
drink
tea."
it and you're like, yummy, yummy.
And you take it, you like do a loud slurp and you're like, "Ooh, that's good."
Yeah,
like how
that
you
was the same
talk
thing.
to a fucking child. That's how this old woman talked to a table full of 20-something men.
Yeah.
And then I told her that Tavish was getting married to see if she would say something. She really didn't say much
she
about
didn't.
that. I was surprised.
She didn't.
No, she didn't. We were
But,
trying to embarrass the shit
Tavish's
out of
face
Tavish
to that,
because
Tavish's face to that was priceless. He was so upset. He was
wanted
like,
to kill
don't you start. Like, he was like, don't you dare.
Ethan was
You were like-
getting tired of me because I was anywhere we'd go, I'd like speak to somebody and like tell them that Tavish was getting married and like just I would talk to every person we met.
Point where whenever we were getting my suit and Tavish was with us, he was like, I'm getting married tomorrow. Like, he'd walk in a
Yeah,
place and
we
be
went
like,
to
I'm
a
getting married.
we went to a fucking Bell's.
Wait, we gotta
like,
finish her story.
Okay, fine.
Cinnamon sticks. Anyway, we're almost done with cinnamon sticks. So the lady picks up my food after me eating half of my nasty pancakes and goes, "Not a big eater, are ya, fella?"
You're
And, like,
not a big eater, are you?
and then I think she asked AJ if his toast was yummy.
Yeah, she did.
That was
Was
that was
it yummy?
interesting.
Just,
And I really thought about asking for a to-go box just so AJ would like have to have a to-go box for his toast,
no.
but I didn't. But
How much was that coffee, by the way?
$4.
Don't you mean
The chocolate
his
milk?
chocolate milk? Yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
His
My chocolate water.
Yeah.
Chocolate drink. It's like yoo-hoo. But then we after like I got the bill, like I paid for Tavish's meal too because I mean this is a wedding day. Shouldn't have to pay for his own food. So I got the bill, looked at it, saw I got charged $4 for coffee, took my tip back off the table and stuck it back in my wallet.
Yep. Yep.
You're like, nope.
And everybody I've told that to is like, well, you shouldn't blame her for that. She wasn't the one that did that. I was like, I promise you, she was probably the one that made that coffee. I can almost
to be fair,
guarantee you.
In hindsight,
be fair.
she is what made that trip memorable.
Correct.
Memorable.
Yes.
But in the moment, I was uncomfortable as shit, and I wanted to crawl out of my skin.
Same. Same.
But Joy's fire. I actually our Airbnb had a notebook. We were supposed to write in it where we were from, what we were doing. And I told them where we were from, that we were here for a friend's wedding, and that I told them they need to visit Cinnamon Sticks, that it's close and really good to
very
go ask for
yummy.
to go ask for Joy. So, again, the Airbnb, we were the first people to rent it. So everybody from now on will look at that notebook and be like, "Oh, okay, I'll go visit Cinnamon Sticks."
Yeah.
I really hope the next review is, "Do not dare visit Cinnamon Sticks.
Yeah, right.
Never ask for Joy."
It's just like that scratched out, and it just says it was a lie.
Don't
be
ask
funny.
for joy. That would only make if I was like the third person to show up and it was scratched out like that. That only make me want to ask like for joy even more.
Right.
Like,
Right?
what happened? I gotta know
Or
now.
What
What
if like the
happened?
next group that comes is like a group of like misfits like us, and they come in and they write the same thing? Like they're like, "Man, Cinnamon Sticks rocks. Make sure to get
They're
Joy."
like, definitely go to. It's like the fucking ring. The only way to get rid of it is to pass it on to someone else.
Maybe that's what Tavish was
horror
doing all
movie.
along. Maybe that's why he kept telling us about it, was so that we would go.
That's what it. He went there. He went there once, and he had the horrible experience. And he's like, the only way to get rid of this curse is to pass it to someone else.
Because Sarah did say they only went one time, and Jacob said they only went one time.
Yes.
That's it. Joy
Cinnamon
the
Sticks is cursed. Confirmed.
We should have Joy as a horror movie, but Joy is like an acronym.
Can we have like a late night History Channel style documentary about cinnamon sticks and joy?
I can't wait. White Noise, the documentary series.
Oh my god.
Going straight to Netflix. Not really.
Now on Netflix. Fuck.
And then the wedding
uh,
happened, and we met.
Well, no. Before
What?
that, we went to Bell's.
Did we?
To get Tavish
Yeah.
some fucking shoes.
Yeah, he didn't have his
Tavish
shoes.
didn't know how shoes work.
Yeah, that's when he was like,
He had to-
"I'm getting married today." Like,
Yeah, we walked in. So like, we roll up to this department store that they have in Florida called Bell's, and they hadn't even like
they didn't
it
open.
said that they hadn't opened yet. But then when we checked their door, they had it was open. But we were like 3 minutes before they opened.
Yeah.
So we were because we opened at 9 and we got there at like 8:50 something. So it it wasn't that much. We were like, oh, we'll just wait outside for like a few minutes and then we'll go in. But their doors were unlocked, so we walked in. And of course, like the only people that are there are the openers, the people who work there.
And there was one old man. There was one really old man.
Oh yeah, crazy old man.
You should have
But
talked
we
to him.
walked-
He probably had a good story.
He probably had like a hydro flask full of fucking rum.
Probably.
or something.
Probably. Man, good man.
But we walk in, and I don't know why Tavish did it. I think there was some conversation about it. But Tavish walks in, and of course it's a quiet store. Everyone's fucking just woke up and went to work, and they just opened up the store. But Tavish just screams. He just goes, "I'm getting married today."
Do you know why Tavish did it? Because the
Why?
reason why is because his name is Tavish Miller, and he does whatever the crap he wants. And wilds
Yeah,
out
he is a
everywhere.
mad lad. The man is
He's
insane.
insane.
Insane. And I was like, "Oh my god, that not like we've been in this store all of like what 30 seconds, and they hate us."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I didn't help it any.
No, you didn't.
And then we were looking for shoes, and we were looking around for shoes, and Tavish finds a pair of shoes that he likes, and he puts them on, and he goes, they're kind of loose though, and he like walks towards me, and he's
Oh,
like, what do you think? Like they feel loose.
Gosh.
And I was like, well, the laces aren't fucking tight. And he's like, what? And I'm
He's like, that won't matter.
he was like, my heel keeps on slipping out, and I look at his shoes, and both of them are fully untied, and I'm like, well, fucking tie them
You know, I
first,
just realized
and then walk
Tavish is
around in
literally
them.
Patrick. Like, Tavish is literally Patrick.
And so then, and he was like, is that how that works?
Yeah.
And we're like, what? Are you asking how fucking laces work on shoes?
And Jacob was like standing there like, man, my brother-in-law's an idiot.
Jacob was just standing there like shaking his head.
Because he had never, I don't think he'd seen that side of Tavish yet.
No, I don't
He'd
think
never
so.
seen that before.
No.
Probably
I
not.
think you've seen the
And so
very...
eventually the shoes did work.
Yes.
Like they were fine.
And Tavish goes, oh, and then he ties them, and he's like, oh yeah, they fit perfect.
Idiot.
We get up to the register, and I was like, so this is exactly what I said. I said, so do you have a groomsman discount for today? And realized that I'm a groomsman and he's the groom. And so I felt like an idiot there. And the lady just looks at me straight faced and goes, no. She wasn't having it, any of it. And
It
so
was 9 a.m.
and so I just started moseying about, like, to
On a
get out of her
Saturday.
face.
Oh, man.
And so then I picked up this water that had like a beach behind it. Like, you know, like the vitamin waters have like a fish like inside the wrapper where when you like look inside the bottle you can see the fish.
Yeah, Fiji Water
That's-
has that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what this had, but had like a paradise behind it. And I forget who I was talking to. I think it was Jacob. And I was like,
Yes.
if you drink this water, man, it tastes like freaking paradise. And she just started like kind of like laughing. Like she was like
Yeah.
trying not to laugh. And I was really proud that I got her. I broke her. I broke the retail spirit at 9 a.m. And then Jacob drifted out of the parking lot, and I looked at Tavish. I was
Dude.
like, he's so hot.
Jacob Jacob had like what was it? It was a green. What was it?
A
Was it
lime
Camaro
green,
or a
like
Mustang?
Mustang.
The Mustang, yeah. And he just did like a donut around our car or Aaron's Ford Focus.
Yeah, it was nice. It's
Ford
dope.
Focus hatchback. Does a donut around us before he rips out of the parking lot, and we're like, wow, he's hot.
Although I do have to go. I have to leave said podcast right now, very unprofessionally. So you guys can finish it if you want, because I mean that's pretty much all. Like, you don't have that much left.
All we
So if
got
y'all
left
wanna go ahead and
is
finish
the
it,
wedding,
y'all can.
which was
The actual wedding.
yeah
Yeah. Sorry about it.
left of it, like the main point. But I mean, although it was like the whole wedding, there wasn't a whole lot that really happened during it.
You're right.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah,
I'll-
Just,
I'm
have
gonna
you ever
dip.
been to a wedding? That's what
that's what
happened.
happened.
Carly almost fell.
The
That did happen.
She did.
only big part to it. Do you want to bring up the man?
I'm leaving.
Yes,
We'll call him
Brody. Yes, we'll call him Brody. Yes. See you later, Aaron. You'll be back on next week. All right. So yes,
So fuck Brody.
Brody. Yeah, terrible person Brody is, man.
So so basically what happened is Tavish, of course, the groom, Aaron, best man.
Yeah.
AJ and I, not even in the
Nope.
wedding party. Not salty about it.
Nah.
But it's just the way
Yeah.
it was. So when they were like taking pictures and everything and like doing wedding party shit, we weren't with them because we weren't part of the wedding party, but we didn't really know anybody else there very well. Like the only people we knew were Aaron and Tavish, and we sort of had gotten acquainted with Jacob.
Yep.
And
pretty
Jacob
much.
was another one of the groups.
Yeah, and he was cool.
So he was pretty cool. So the only people that we really knew at all were the people in the wedding party. So we sort of shadowed the wedding party before the wedding, pretty much the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the sanctuary, and people were starting to show up. It was only a little bit before the wedding. Aaron and Tavish were sort of, and the rest of the groomsmen were sort of moseying around somewhere else. And AJ and I, we were posted up, leaning up against a wall on the side of the church. And this guy, Brody, walks up to us, and we know that he is like sort of a family friend of Tavish's.
just a family friend. That's all we know. He's married. He was in the Navy. That's all we know.
Married,
and he has
has a kid.
he has a kid.
He's in the Navy.
Yes. That's all we know.
He walks up to us, and he's got like his kid in his arms, and he knows who, like, sort of who we are, like that we're friends of Tavish's. And he walks up to us, and he asks, and he's like, so, like, I forget, like, if he says anything before, and he's like, oh, hi guys, blah 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 blah. He goes, so, which one of you guys is getting married next? And I say, well, me and my girlfriend just hit our 1-year anniversary, so that's pretty awesome. So I guess, like, I'm the closest, I guess you would say, to getting married. But I told him, I was like, but my girlfriend and I, we both agreed, since we're both in college, like, we've both agreed that we're gonna wait until after we both graduate to get married. Like, if we end up deciding that's something that we want to do, we're still gonna wait until after we're finished with college to get married. I said, because that seems like a lot to handle, like trying to, because I'm gonna have to work, more than I am now, because I just have, a work study position. So I'm going to have to get, like, an actual job. So I'm going to have to work, and then I'm going to have to keep on going to class, and I'm going to have to worry about starting a family and, like, all of the responsibilities that come with that. And I'm like, it just seems like a whole lot to handle, and I don't want to bite off more than I can chew if I don't have to. And he sort of pauses for a second, and he looks at me, and he's like, well, it's not too much to handle if you're a man about it.
This
I
man.
sort of glance over at AJ, and I'm like, I just give him a look like, did he actually just fucking say that
Right.
to
Yeah.
me? And then I was like, what? And he goes on, and he's like, well, if you just, like, you buckle down and you tell yourself, well, I've got to be a husband, and I've got to be a student, and I've got to be a good worker, and that's just something that I've got to do now. And if you just buckle down and you tell yourself you're a man, and you just be a man about it, and you take on all that responsibility, and you do it like a man, then you can handle it. And then from then, and I don't really want to, like, fully argue with this guy because I don't really know him. I don't know him at all. Like, I met him right then. That was, like, pretty much the moment that I met him. And I don't really want to just start being like, well, that's kind of a, wow, that's a weird outlook.
Yeah.
I don't want to just, like, flame it.
No.
And I don't want to be like, well, part of being a man is knowing your limits.
Right.
And knowing how much you can take on and not taking on more than you can feasibly handle.
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
not rushing into things.
Like, just
and
saying that. Like,
not making bold and brash decisions that you aren't ready for. I didn't want to, say all that to him, but I was like, oh, well, I mean, I'm sure, and that's the thing, is, like, I know some people, I have friends who are in college with me, at the same college that I'm at, who are married, and who
are engaged.
or Wyatt's engaged, and he's gonna be graduated, or he'll be graduated by the time they get married, but Tiffany won't, but she'll be close.
Yeah, she'll be pretty close.
1 year out.
Yeah.
But, and there's some people that can handle that. And there's some people who are like, all right, that's a good decision. We're going to do that. And then there's and I know other people who are married and they're in college, and they've told me, they're like, yeah, I love my wife, and, I'm glad that I'm a husband. and I'm glad that I got married. But they're also like, you know, if you can, don't like rush into it. Because I feel like most of the people who are married would tell you like, oh yeah, like marriage is great, but make sure, you know, it's the right one. Because I feel like marriage shouldn't be taken lightly. Like, I want to get married. I want to start a family someday.
Definitely. Yeah,
But it's not something that I'm, like, ready to get into. Those people who are like, oh, I'm going to graduate, or, like, the top thing on their list is to get married. And the first, like, guy that they find, they're like, he's a decent guy. I'm a marry him. or, you know, vice versa, the other way around. She's a decent girl. I'm a marry her. There are some people that are like that. I'm not one of those people. And I think it's just wild to have somebody say, oh, say something. I feel like that's objectively, like, not like a good or bad call, you know, waiting until after college.
Right.
I feel like that's just a preference thing, you know? And I feel like if I heard somebody say, oh yeah, like we'll probably get married, but I'm going to wait until after college, I'd be like, oh, that's probably a good idea, you know? And I feel like most people, even people that I've talked to that got married while they're in college, I've told them, yeah, I would like to get married, but definitely don't want to try and do that while I'm still in college. And they're like, yeah, it's, and they've told me, they're like, yeah, it's not easy. Like, from that point of people who have gotten married in college, they're like, yeah, it's definitely not easy, and it's not something everybody can handle. And I'm like, I know my limits, and I know that, you know, from times when I've taken on too much responsibility and sort of overwhelmed myself, you know, and starting to, you know, fall off the wagon in terms of, like, keeping up with everything that I needed to keep up with just because I took on too many responsibilities. I know that there are other people. Like, my girlfriend, she does, like, way more on a daily basis or on a weekly basis than I do. Like, she's involved in a bunch more stuff. And, yeah, and she's, you know, generally able to handle that because she likes staying busy. There are people that very much enjoy staying busy and like having a lot of things on their plate. And that's how they sort of feel fulfilled, is having a lot of responsibility. I'm not really one of those people. And, of course, I realize that if I just laid around my room all day, I would not feel fulfilled and I would be sad. And so I still, you know, enjoy going to class and doing things and working and stuff like that. But I also have been in positions where I've taken on too much for myself and also not enjoyed that. And from that sort of self-experience and that knowledge of my own sort of cap for amount of things that I'm able to do, I think it's wise that I wait until after college to try and start a family. But the long short of it is that guy was just a dick. I texted my girlfriend. We went and sat down, like, in a pew after that conversation because I backpedaled as quickly as I could to get out of that conversation.
Yeah, you did.
And then we went and sat down in a pew, and I, like, looked over at AJ. I was like, did you fucking hear that guy?
Yeah.
I was like, did you hear what he just said
I was
to
like,
me?
dang. Like, because when like, he, like, when I first heard it, I was like, okay. Like, wow, dude. But then he kept going, and then, like, I don't know if you saw my eyes widen. Like, I was like, geez. Like, this guy.
Yeah. Like, wow, just fucking...
He's not kidding.
Yeah, I texted my girlfriend after we sat down. I texted her and told her what happened, and she was like, what a dick. I'ma fight him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was her response. But, after that, the wedding was nice. It was a very short service. Like, the actual wedding was very, very short. It was like 15 minutes. When Carly was walking up to the altar, Tavish was, like, about to start bawling. Like,
he was so close.
He was about to bitch cry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, hard. But what saved him was there was these steps, like, leading up to the dais where the pastor and Tavish were standing, and Carly may have tripped going up those steps.
Thought, was it her that tripped? I thought it was her dad that did.
Her dad tripped her because her dad stepped on her dress.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and so there was she almost fucking just fell right off the stairs. Like the 3 steps leading up to the dais.
Yeah.
But that was funny enough, and people were like, giggling at it and laughing at it. That was funny enough that Tavish started laughing at it that he didn't bitch cry.
Yeah, no. But man, had that not happened,
Had that not happened, he probably would have been like sobbing up there. You probably would have heard him whimpering.
yes, dude.
It would have been
Man.
great. Aaron was sad because he didn't get to see it. Because from where Aaron was standing, like up on the thing as a best man, he couldn't see Tavish's face, so he couldn't see him bitch cry.
No, but he really wanted to, so bad.
He did. His face was red. Like he was red. You could see the tears like welling up in his eyes. Like he was getting like a quivery lip.
Mm-hmm.
It was happening.
Yep. What happened, man?
The pastor that did the service was really bad.
Oh, he was so terrible. He
He kept on like stumbling over his words.
yeah.
a little bit.
I feel like he was trying to be too comfortable to the point where he just wasn't comfortable at all with what he was saying.
It's like he was never like ready for what he was about to say.
Yeah.
And he just sort of like, because there's like a spectrum of like, you can have a speech that's like too prepared and it just sounds like wooden, like it just sounds like you're reading something, you know? And then you can have something that's like a speech that's like too improvisational and people can tell that you don't know what you're about to say before you say it.
Right.
And that's sort of where this guy was. It was a lot of like pauses and ums, and he sort of just sort of said shit, you know? Just was like, oh yeah, and do you, blah, 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 blah. Like he read that part. He read the
He
like,
did get
do
there.
you, Tavish,
Yeah.
your take is to have and to hold, blah, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. Or no, actually, he didn't do that
No.
part. So he did the I wills, because the vows are like, you know, I will, and then I will. And then after that, you do the I do's. He just completely skipped over
Just
the
skipped
I
the
do's.
do's.
He didn't
Like
do the I
the
do's.
signature part to a wedding. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, because they had this like this cord thing. It was these 3 ropes that were on a frame behind them, and basically they braided them together, and they made the shape of a cross. So they did the I wills, and then they went back and they braided the ropes into the cross, and then they came back, and the pastor was like, "You may now kiss the bride."
yeah, pretty much. Just
Yeah, he just
skipped
straight
it.
up was like, "All right, that's done. You can kiss her now." I was like,
yeah. Everybody clapped, but I feel like everybody while clapping was like,
Everyone was
"You
like,
skip that." Like,
he totally
There's another
skipped that.
part there.
Because, and that's the wild thing is because without the I do's, the whole like, "You may now kiss the bride" seemed like it just came out of left
right,
field.
right.
Because the I do's like lead up to the "You may now kiss the
Yeah.
bride." They're the lead up to that. And without that lead up, it was just like, bam,
Yeah,
kiss her.
yeah. Like Tavish and Carly both are just like, what? Like, but
They're like,
they did good improv.
all right.
Like you couldn't tell that they were confused, but they were confused.
Definitely. We talked about it afterwards.
Yes, we did.
But then they had tacos.
Tacos.
That weren't tacos.
That weren't at all tacos.
The reception, because they had said they were like, "Oh, for the reception meal, we're having tacos."
Right.
And we were like, "Fucking A, tacos."
Be good.
And basically, what they had were all the fixings for tacos, but no taco
It was-
shells. They had nachos.
Yeah, it was like nacho salad. It was not taco salad. It was nacho salad.
which is
Right.
fine. Like, and it was still good. Like, you know, you just get your nachos and then you put your cheese and your meat and your like, you know, sour cream and whatever you want like on your nachos, and you just have nacho salad, which is fine. It was good.
Yeah, which if
Not fucking tacos.
If that's a Florida thing, and anybody who is listening to this is from Florida, please
If you're from Florida,
in the comments somewhere
do
tell us.
you guys actually have? Because we didn't stop at like a Mexican restaurant.
No.
Well, we did, but we didn't get tacos.
Yeah, no, yeah, dude, we should have
So,
had
like-
tacos to find out.
We should have ordered tacos to see if that's like a,
Right.
like a Florida
Yeah.
thing. Like they just don't do taco shells in like tacos in taco shells. It's just nacho
Yeah,
salad,
right.
and that's what they call
We
tacos.
should have asked
Are they-
that. But yeah, if you're from
Was,
Florida,
like, the people-
listening to this,
Yeah.
please tell us if that's
Was it just the people at the wedding that were
Right.
wrong, or is it all of Florida?
Yeah,
that's
because we
wrong?
did we ask? We never asked Tavish if this was like tacos or not. We should have pointed to it and been like,
No.
"Is this tacos?"
No, it didn't. We talked about
Dang.
it. We talked about it to Jacob.
We did.
I think he agreed with us.
I think so.
Well, also I think Bryce was the one that told us it was tacos.
He did.
So
He did. A few other people did say that it was tacos, though.
He calls nachos tacos. He calls his father daddy.
It's just odd like that, man. He
Just
plays Raid Shadow Legends while at the table
While we were at lunch,
full of people
we'll
that he
get to
doesn't
that.
know. But yeah, should we do like a part 3 to this, or are we gonna like keep going?
No, we'll just do
Do a long one. Okay, that's cool.
because we don't have that much left.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left because I mean, after the wedding, there was the cleanup,
It was just
which was like
basically what happened is when they were walking out, the whole walkout and like the send off. That's what it's called. The send off after the wedding, where the bride and groom walk, between all of the wedding goers and like they throw shit at them. All of the wedding party and then the family of the groom and the bride, they had these like confetti cannons where like you twist it and it goes like pow, and it like shoots off like a shit ton of confetti, and it was all white confetti. But it was a very, very, very windy day, and there was probably about like 15 of these confetti cannons that went off. They got some really cool photos out of it, but all of this white confetti completely covered the yard of the church, like the front yard. And this was on Saturday afternoon. So they had church the next morning. And the pastor was out there and he was like, we got to get this cleaned up before tomorrow. Turns out the paper that they used was biodegradable. So if it got wet, it dissolved. So basically the last like hour or so was, I mean, AJ and I got conscripted to move chairs on the inside because we had to like put the stage, like the stage back together. They like took down the arbor and everything, and then we put all the chairs and the pulpit and everything back up there. And then Aaron was outside with a water hose just spraying down confetti. And then we went out there and then we took over spraying down confetti. So we spent the last bit just cleaning up. And it was a long day. It was probably about like 5 o'clock or so before we left. Before we left. And we went back to our Airbnb and we hung out for a little while. I think we had some more like chicken nugs and stuff for dinner.
We did, yeah. It was
because we were lazy and we still had food left. All this food talk is making me hungry. I'm gonna have to get dinner after we're finished recording.
Dude.
But we were so tired after that whole day of the wedding that we went to bed at like 8:30.
We were done. We were absolutely done.
Yeah.
After the wedding.
I probably didn't like fall asleep until around like 10, because I was on my phone talking with my girlfriend for a while. But I was laying in bed the whole time and like fighting off sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was watching YouTube videos, probably doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. But and that was the day of the wedding. The 5th day, we woke up. Aaron woke up and went to church with Tavish's family. AJ and I slept in. I slept in. I don't know what AJ did. But we just hung out at the house until Aaron got back from church. And then he said that we were going to eat lunch at a Mexican restaurant with Tavish and his family and some of Carly's family too. So we went to it was a good lunch. It was a good time. We had a great time. Me and Tavish's sister, Sarah, actually vibed oddly well. Like we were making the same jokes.
Pretty
Like,
much identical.
One of us would make like the same joke like a split second before the other one, and like one of us would make a reference to something and nobody she made a reference to like Little Women and nobody got it, and I was like, I fucking love Little Women. I've read the book and I've seen the old movie, because she was talking about the new movie because they just came out with a new Little Women movie, and she was talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, and she was like, have you read the books? I was like, yes. She was like, have you seen the old movie, like the one that came out in the 90s? I was like, well, yeah, duh, grew up watching that movie. She was like, all right, bet. And so we talked about like, because I haven't seen the new Little Women movie. I want to go see it, but she had talked about it, and so we talked about that. She made a Shamu reference, which I thought was pretty funny. We made the same dumb jokes a couple of times. But we had a fun time.
We did.
Got to hang out with Tavish's family. Had to explain to Tavish's parents the whole me being a mom thing.
Yes, and then they were right on board with it right away.
They were 100%. They were like with the bit. They didn't think it was weird. They were like, all right, Mom. Tavish took a selfie of me and him and posted it on his Facebook. Was like, love eating lunch with Mom. And then Tavish's like now brother-in-law, like from the other side of the table, was looking on his phone and he saw the post and he was like, Tavish, and he like. And me and Tavish both like leaned over and looked out like down at him at the other side of the table, and he was like, "Why did you call him your mom?" And Tavish and I just started laughing because he showed me the post, and I was like, "Dude, nobody's gonna get that. Everyone's gonna be so weirded out." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, it's great." And then like a few minutes later, that happened, and we were like, "Perfect." Mm-hmm. No one understands.
Nope, not a single person.
Tavish's family was really cool. His older brother Bryce though was playing Raid Shadow Legends while we were eating lunch.
Yeah, apparently.
He was on his phone. He was on his phone playing Raid Shadow Legends, and then his sister Sarah like looked over and was like, "Oh man, Bryce, it's just so awesome that you could come out and eat lunch with us. You're just such a
social butterfly.
Yeah. It's such a great time to have you here." And I was like, "Oh my god, she's fucking railing him, and this is awesome." This is great. 100% something my sister would say. Like, that's what was great, is, like, my older sister, I feel like that's why Sarah and I vibed so well, is because I got the same vibes from her that I get from my older sister a lot. Yeah. So that's probably had something to do with it, is I felt very much like she was very similar to my older sister. We had a good lunch. We said goodbye to the boy, because after that, he went on his honeymoon. Yeah. With his boo,
which was probably pretty intense. Yep, pretty intense.
Then we went shopping.
We did.
The three of us went to Tampa because we were about an hour north of Tampa, where we were staying, and so we drove down to Tampa to a shopping center, like this big outlet mall, and we went shopping. And it was a fun time.
It was
great.
A fun
time walking around shopping.
We all got something that we all like, quote unquote, like needed to have.
Yeah, I walked in like, I want to get a pair of sneakers, like a nice pair of sneakers. Ended up walking out with a nice pair of Adidas that I found in a clearance rack. I also got a thick cardigan from the Lucky brand.
You did.
Outlet that was also on the clearance rack. That was all I got.
Yeah, I think I ended up with the most stuff, but Aaron was the one that spent the most. Yes, I got. So let's see. So I got one hoodie from Nike. Then I got then I got Ralph Lauren. Were they like? They were sweatpants, weren't they? I think they were.
Were they sweatpants? I think so.
Yeah,
they were.
Then I got an Adidas t-shirt from, what was that place called that I got this from? It's a pretty big name place. I forget. What else did I get? I know those three things for sure.
Yeah. I don't remember
either. I'd have to check again. But yeah, I got a ton of stuff. Oh, that Blue Stripe deal.
Oh, yeah.
From Lucky Brand. But yeah, it was great. We all bought like a ton of stuff there.
That was a fun time. And then we went to like a very low rated Sonic after that.
Yes, we did. Oh my gosh. 2-star rated Sonic. It was great.
Yeah, it was a 2-star rated Sonic on Google. It wasn't that bad.
No, they just love their ketchup. That's all.
Yeah. Aaron was a twat. When we went to Sonic.
Yes, I hated him. I don't think he realized how much of like an inconvenience that was for him to do that.
It really was.
It was really terrible. I hated that.
So what happened is we rolled up, and I used to go to Sonic like every day with a group of friends, and we would either like order from the same thing with separate orders, or we would all order in the same order and then give each other cash, or something like that, because we're all in the car together. Right. So we were all in the car together, and Aaron just doesn't roll down the window, and I'm like, "Are you gonna roll down the window and press the button to order?" He goes, "Oh, well, see, I use the app."
And then he like pulls out his phone and like shows us. He's like, "I'm gonna use the app."
Yeah. And he's like, "So I'm just gonna use the app. So you guys are gonna have to." And he's like, "But I have to like register, like say that I'm at this kiosk. So you guys got to go to like another
different one." Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we were like, "All right, you fucking asshole.
Right,
And so then
man.
AJ and I got out, and we were like, we're just gonna walk over to the patio because it's Sonic. They've got like outdoor seating with a thing there, and we're like, we're just gonna go over here, and we're just gonna eat our own food over here. Aaron can fuck off, and he can sit in his car.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aaron was like, oh, no, let me come with you. I'm gonna just come with you guys. And then like he walks over, and he's like, oh, I can't register this one with the app. It won't let me. Wham. And I'm like, what? Like the entire time he refused to not
To just
use the
press
app.
the
He was
button. Like you're
yeah,
right there.
Because, and okay, I get it. I know if you use like the Sonic app, you get like a free drink or something every once in a while
Yes.
or whatever. But it was causing so much inconvenience for us for him to use
It
the
was.
app. AJ and I, no
No,
problem.
none.
Because we pressed the button and we set our order. Like you paid with a card, I paid with cash.
Now, was he the one that got the ketchup that bad, or was it you?
I think it was
Good.
him.
He deserved it. Good.
Yeah, it was him because he just got a fuck ton of ketchup.
Yes, he did.
On his burger, and then that was the guy that came out and gave us our food was always like, "Y'all want any ketchup?"
Yeah, every time. He was like,
It was oddly
ketchup?
specific. Like, and I know like that's something that you ask, like, "Oh, do you want any extra like ketchup for your fries?" But it was like he asked it because he came out 3 separate times to give us all of our food. So he came out to gave you your food, AJ,
Yep.
and he was like, or no, he came out. He gave Aaron his food
Yes, he did.
first, and he was like, "Hey, you want any ketchup?" And Aaron was like, "No, I'm good." And then he had like a fuck ton of ketchup on his burger. Good, served him right. And then he came out and gave you your food, AJ, and he was like, "Yo, you want any ketchup with that?" And you're like, "No, I'm okay." And then the last time he comes out to give me my food, and he's like, "Hey, you want some fucking ketchup?" So it was just like just the fact that we heard it 3 separate times was
2 stars, man. Yeah.
2 star. It wasn't that.
It wasn't
bad.
bad
Honestly,
enough
it wasn't
for it to be like a
as far as
2 star.
Sonic's goes.
But what
Like,
was
the
it?
food
What
was
was it
okay.
that was on like the sign for Sonic?
Oh, it was supposed to say car hop special
Yeah.
because the servers are called car hops. But the C was not a C, it was a G.
Gar
so it said
hop.
Gar hop
Yeah.
special. And so we laughed about that for a while. Aaron made a post on his Snapchat about the Gar hop special. That was pretty fucking funny.
It's good.
And then we went back home after that, and nothing really happened except for you used the wrong goddamn
I used
bathroom.
the correct one for the position I was in at the time.
So there were 2 bathrooms in our Airbnb. One on the side of the house where Aaron and I's bedrooms were. One in the master bedroom. Like we talked about it before, there was no door between the master bedroom and the
Nope.
master bathroom. And AJ was the one who got the master bedroom. Decided, we talked about it in the previous episode, but decided by rock, paper, scissors. And so he had an entire bathroom to himself. And he decides to go and use our bathroom, which was unacceptable.
No, it wasn't. It was perfect. It was perfectly
Unacceptable.
okay for the time when I was in front of the hallway. I was in front of the hallway. All I had to do was just do a 180, and then boom, I was in the bathroom. If I was close to the master bedroom, to which then I just had to do a 180 and then go to the bathroom, that would have been fine. Even if I was in the kitchen or right in the middle in the living room, to where I would have to get up and then go to the master bedroom, go to the master bedroom and then go into the bathroom, that would have been fine. I would have done it that way. But no, I was in front of the hallway talking, and then I realized, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. So then I pulled a 180 and then went to the bathroom. As you should do.
But you have your own fucking bathroom.
But that one was closer.
I would have walked, if somebody was like, here, this bathroom is right next to you, but it is used by the lowly peons that live in the guest bedrooms. Or you can walk an extra fucking 12 feet and be in your own pristine solo bathroom.
You used that same bathroom, though. You used that bathroom.
The master
Yes, you
bathroom? Yes, I did after, because
guess
I
what?
went to go use the bathroom
And guess
while
what?
you were in our bathroom.
I didn't care. Guess what? I didn't mind. Because guess what? You were closer to that one.
I wasn't. I was in my bedroom, and I went to go to
Ah,
my
well,
bathroom.
then you know
and
what?
Somebody else
That
was
is kinda
in it.
rude.
So then I went
How
and
dare
sharted.
you?
I sharted in your toilet. Out of spite.
How dare you? That's kind of rude. That's not at all what I did.
That's a title. I sharted in your toilet last week.
At least I had the decency of like being close, and then I made sure everything was clean afterwards. So you're welcome.
Whatever. that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
After that, we went to bed. We woke up the next morning. We packed up. We left. We stopped at Buc-ee's again. We stopped at the bee place, the big ass bee.
We did stop at the bee place.
And there was this dude outside the gas station playing like a fucking didgeridoo.
Yes, he
or
was.
something.
I have
don't
no
know
idea what the heck that was. At first, I was like, "Oh, that's a techno
I don't know
thing,"
what it-
and then I got closer and I was like, "Oh, that's a didgeridoo."
It was like this hobo-looking
Yep.
dude that was sitting there because it was not as big as a didgeridoo. Because
it was not.
Like full-size didgeridoos, they're fucking massive. But he was just sitting there playing something, but it was like,
Yeah.
and it was like just this weird droning sound, and he was just sat on the corner, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
No idea.
Whatever. But that was the place. That was the place that had the warm soda.
Yes, the warm soda place.
Billboard. It had like every single billboard advertising this place was just full of bee puns. It was just.
It was
all bee
almost like
puns.
annoying. Like, I was like,
No, it was.
"Stop! It's not cool."
By the way, we went. I checked their soda, and it was in fact cold.
Yes.
And I had been lied to.
Yeah, you went like you made a bee line towards the soda, and it was like. And you touched it.
Yeah, walked
Like
all
you
the
didn't even like pick up a soda bottle like out of the cooler or whatever. You just like touched
I
it.
just opened up
Yeah.
the fridge, reached in, grabbed the Coke bottle, and just looked at AJ, and I was like, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, you were like, my entire life is a lie. This soda is cold.
I was upset. There was one of those big ass like squeaky chickens there that Aaron wanted to buy.
Yeah, and then there was another one like locked in the locker.
There was another one put in a locker for some reason. Yeah, and then we went on. We listened to some podcasts. I introduced the boys to Theo Vaughn. One of my favorite comedians. We stopped at Buc-ee's again, and then from there, since my brother's house is only like a few miles away from Buc-ee's, we went and we stopped and we talked with my brother for a little while because we were planning on meeting my girlfriend in Hattiesburg on the way back for dinner, but our ETA put us in Hattiesburg at like 4:20, just place. So we were like, yeah, we got some time to kill because she wasn't going to be free until like 5-ish. So like 5:30 or 6 was like a good time for us to be there to eat. So we thought we could kill time. So we stopped by Ben's house and we talked with him. He made me a cup of tea. We sat and talked and hung out for a little while. It was a good little visit.
Now,
Then we went on.
you brought up 420. Please tell me we talked about the mile marker 419?
Oh,
Did we talk about that?
No, I think that was on the way back.
That was.
Yeah, because I saw that it was
We
mile marker.
we were getting close.
It was mile marker 419. And I smacked Aaron, and I was like, "Hey, boy, we're 1 mile away." And then we were getting there. Aaron like gets in the right lane so we can see the mile marker. And before we got there, I said, "If it says mile marker 419.9, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed." And then we got there, and I could see it from the distance because I knew it was longer than a regular mile marker. And sure enough, mile marker 419.9.
You screamed so loud in the car, dude.
I as soon as we saw it, I screamed "fuck" at the top of my lungs.
Yes.
I was distraught and downtrodden by the fact that it said 419.9. Aaron thought it was funnier that it was 419.9, which, granted, that's pretty funny. That 420 kept on getting stolen, so they had to replace it with 419.9.
Yes. Oh, that's another issue. Did we? No, we talked about it already. Wait, or did we? I'm trying to think. Did we talk about the no parking signs?
Oh fuck! No, that was on the way back.
Yeah,
too.
all of the no parking signs.
It was like near an exit. There was like a bridge that like went over like an exit, and there was about, I don't know why, but there was this one section of shoulder on the road next to this exit. And it was probably like a quarter-mile stretch, and there was probably 20 or 30 no parking signs. Like, when I say, like, these no parking signs were about, like, 6 feet apart from each other, like, they were right next to each other. It was just a fucking gaggle of no parking signs, just, like, all clumped together at this one section. And I guess, like, I don't know, they were like, oh, we need to put no parking signs at this stretch of road to keep people from parking.
Apparently.
And they grossly overestimated how many no parking signs they would need for that amount of distance. And they just ordered way too many. And then they were like, well, fuck it. I guess we're just going to put all these parking signs here anyways. Yeah, we just got to use them all for tax write-off or something, I guess. Inventory purposes.
Dude with an auger got very happy.
No parking signs.
Dude, just...
Yeah, for real. It's just a shit ton of no parking signs.
Yeah.
That was, so Florida highways or Florida interstates, pretty whack.
Yeah, they are. It's a whack trip.
Their signage is whack. Road signage, also billboards. Florida signs, man. Just go to Florida. Just drive through Florida just to see some of the fucking signs. Yeah, then we stopped at Cane's with my girlfriend on the way back, and we all politely informed her that Cane's is better than Fusakli's.
We did, very politely. Say so.
Very politely. We had to state that objective fact that Cane's is better than Fusakli's. If you are of the incorrect opinion that Fusakli's is better than Raising Cane's, and if you don't know what Fusakli's is,
it's a very crunchy place.
That's okay. You're not missing out on much.
It's a crunchy place. That's all you gotta know.
If you don't know what Raising Cane's is, because these are very local, very regional.
Pretty much,
restaurants.
yeah.
So if you don't know what Raising Cane's is, then you need to fix that. I'm sorry. I don't care where you are or where you're from, but you need to come to the South, Louisiana and Mississippi. That's sort of where they are. South Louisiana and South Mississippi. Find yourself a Raising Cane's and eat some. But if you don't know what Fusakli's is, that's fine. You can go your whole life. You won't be missing anything. If you're of the correct and objectively righteous statement that Cane's is better than Fusakli's, sound off in the comments. And if you're of the disposition and disability that Fusakli's is better than Cane's, don't say it. Don't infect the world with your heresy.
And lies, yeah. Just don't do it.
I was going to say something a little more harsh, but I'm going to be nicer.
Yeah.
But just don't spread your foul, incorrect dogma.
Yeah, it's not cool.
I'm going to get an earful about this.
Yeah, you are. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it.
When Allison's listening, no, what's going to happen is because apparently my girlfriend's roommate listens to the podcast religiously, which I did not know. And knowing her personality, I didn't expect. So, hi, Madison, because I know you're listening. Because you listen to every episode, which is both flattering and surprising and creepy, equal parts of those two things. But what's going to happen is Madison's going to hear the podcast, hear us talking shit about Fusakli's, praising Cane's. Oh, that's that's its new name, Praising Cane's instead of Raising Cane's. Hear us here praising Cane's. And she's going to be like, Allison, she's either going to tell her to not listen because she's going to get mad, or she's going to say, you should listen to this episode so you'll get mad. One of those two things will happen. She'll listen to it. She probably won't get this far into it.
Let's hope so. It's a good thing that this is at the very end.
It is at the very end. So, and our average watch time is like 4 minutes. So
nobody's going to hear it.
This.
No, we could literally put anything in this and nobody will hear it. So it's totally cool.
Yeah. I could have been more harsh.
You could have, dude. Man, you really could have.
Yeah. I was going to tell people who like Fusakli's better than Cane's to go kill themselves.
Jeez. See? There you go. You went and said it. now we're good.
Yeah, but I'm not going to insult anyone because no one's going to get this.
Yeah, exactly. You know? You don't have to like point fingers at anybody and say something about like them having to kill themselves. So we're good.
Real. It's like a duty-free zone here. You can just fire off.
Yeah, pretty much. At this time, yeah, pretty much. Especially since this is longer than any podcast episode we've done. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the longest.
It will be the longest
episode. But no, and then after we ate dinner at Cane's with Allison.
Yeah, and
went
that was the
then-
entire trip. Well, then,
That was the entire
yeah,
Florida trip.
for Florida.
Then, yeah, and then AJ, you stayed at my house for a few days.
5
afterwards.
days, I believe, 5 or 6.
Yeah, we
But
got to eat dinner with Aaron's
We did.
family. Got to meet them.
Yep.
That Dorito salad or whatever it was,
Yeah,
really good.
Really good.
And maybe it's because I'm just really hungry right now because I haven't eaten anything all day and it's time for dinner.
Yes, dude. Okay, we need to like
But,
stop here soon, man.
We need to wrap it up
yes,
so I can
please.
go fucking eat.
I am.
Everything keeps on coming back to food.
Yeah. Okay. So
You can tell we're podcasting hungry.
yeah, we are definitely. All right. So yeah, then. Well, hang on,
And you,
because
you got to meet to
Wyatt-
meet Wyatt and you got to meet Mark.
and Mark. Yeah, we got to mention those two before we go, because meeting Wyatt and Mark was great. What's really trippy is it was like they already knew me. Like they didn't seem awkward. They didn't seem
Yeah.
weird.
Wyatt, in fact, not black.
Wyatt is not black. To my surprise, Wyatt is not black. This entire time, I was like, man, Wyatt could really be doing a long play on me, and he could be black. Now, I did see a picture of Wyatt, Mark, Aaron, and Ethan all in a picture, but I was still like, nah, that could be a fake face. He could indeed still be black. So I was like,
That's someone else's
yeah.
face. That's Wyatt in white face.
yeah. So I was like, nah, that still don't prove nothing. So I had to go to his house, and he is white. He is white. He's in fact not black. So yeah. But
I want you to know that I was actually just thinking about like I'm about to like walk outside and go over to the cafeteria and
Mm-hmm.
get dinner, and I was just gonna go as I am because I'm in gym shorts and a
Yeah.
t-shirt. But then I realized that it's actually like 40 degrees outside, so I probably won't
no,
do that.
bad idea. But yes, so if you did make it this far for whatever reason you did, thank you. But at the same time,
Congratulations.
yeah, for real.
Just round of
you made
round
it
of
through
applause.
like pretty much 2 hours. Like, good job, good on you. But how
Good
did
on
you do it?
You know what you get?
It's insane.
You know what? Your prize for making it this far, you get
There you go. Congratulations, you made it this far.
you've been
There
awarded
you go. Now,
with the Ethan
Yes.
Nut. Cherish
there
it.
you go. But yes, thank you for watching Why Noise Podcast. We'll see y'all at some point.
See you later, babes.